Hey there, welcome to Old Man Runner. Today's video, I'm going to review some on-running waterproof apparel. First, I'm going to show a short video of me running in them and then showering in them. Then I'm going to look at their specifications, then I'm going to review them, and finally, I'm going to see if I can recommend them. I'm making this video because it's wet weather season. Storm Barra just passed through, and I have a variety of on-running weather gear, most of which I haven't run in very often. I've barely worn it. And in today's video, I'm going to try and figure out why. The thing with waterproof gear is it's very easy to keep water out. Stick a plastic bag over yourself, cut out some sleeves, and you'll do pretty well. Water won't come in. But of course, perspiration won't get out. And so what I find when I run in pure waterproof gear is I often come back wet, and I can't figure out, is it rain that's come in, perspiration that hasn't gone out, or a bit of both? So what I decided to do was to try and test all this gear in the dry. Then I was going to go and jump into the rain machine, otherwise known as a shower, and test it in the wet, and that way I wouldn't confuse the results. So I had a go. Didn't quite go according to plan, but first of all, I'll show a video of me running in the three pieces of apparel: the jacket, the pants, and the shorts. So I went out to the Shelly Bank where I often run, and I went out. I also wore, I just wore a whole load of on stuff. I wore a beanie, the merino beanie. I also sometimes wore the cap, and sometimes wore them at the same time, which you'll kind of see. Typically, I like the cap to keep the rain out of my eyes, the beanie to keep warm. So I had a cap, a beanie, and a hood. And then sometimes I wore the shorts, sometimes I wore the pants, and then I wore some on socks, and I also had an on bag. So it was kind of like a big on running day. So let's have a look at running where it looks really nice. So I hope you saw the pieces in action. I mean, you can see how the different pieces work. I included the piece where I changed. I hadn't intended to, but I thought, oh, what the hell? At least you'll get to see all the stuff. And then the next piece was supposed to be just a short clip of me in the shower, but I made hay while the sun shone and took advantage of Storm Barra. Okay, so it was really, really wild. Luckily, there's no trees nearby, so I was able to run without the fear of trees coming over. I drove down in the car, which is safe enough. And when I was out running, it was really wild. At one point, the tripod, and I have a heavy base on the tripod, fell over in the wind. The wind blew off the cap, the beanie, and the hood off my head, and you can see the jacket swelling up and and all of that sort of stuff. It turns out that I actually came straight back to the house. I was about an hour down there, in and out of the car, various clips, various cameras. It's really, anyway, it was challenging, as you can see. You can see the jacket puffing up. Then I came back, frozen, unsurprisingly, got into the shower and filmed the shower scenes afterwards. And what I discovered was that all of the stuff kept me dry. So let's review each of the pieces individually. So on the various outings, I wore the merino beanie. It's really nice, really comfortable. Should get in a couple of other colors. It's really good. It's really, really warm. Fantastic. I wore this on-running sock. I think it's the low sock. I wore this twice in my lifetime. Once in the Chicago Marathon and once the other day. Lovely sock. Feels great. Great confidence. It's already got a hole in it, so that's a bit annoying, but wonderful sock. I wore the on cap. I've got two of these in a different color. Oddly enough, I love wearing this cap, but it's very hard to adjust at the back when the stuff is flying. The Under Armour ones I have, which use Velcro, is a lot easier to adjust on the fly. But it's a great cap. It's a really great cap, particularly if you don't have to adjust it on the way. There's also I'd say for the last year, I've looked on the on site, and there seems to be an orange one that's never available. They told me in Chicago they don't think it ever will be available. It's a beautiful color, but anyway, maybe it's just never there. I also wore, this is the liner. I'm going to review the On hybrid system later on, but you can see that the liner, later on in another video. This is a great piece of kit, but it's only available as part of the hybrid shorts. I'd love if this was available on its own. It's got a little on running. This is actually inside out at the moment. But there's two pockets. There's one either side. One will take a phone. One isn't that big, and it's designed for swimming in. So I didn't feel too immodest when I was out on the beach in them. Okay, so that's the pieces that came with it. Now let's look at the items themselves. These are the shorts. The shorts and the pants are essentially the same, one's just longer than the other, with a few slight differences. There's an elasticated waist, and there's a kind of clip system to allow the fly to stretch a little bit so you can go to the toilet. There's this little clip to run with the hybrid system. I'm not a great fan of the hybrid system, so I never use this. And there's a very nice waterproof pocket. There's only one, unfortunately, but it's big enough for a phone, a big iPhone, and it's vented at the rear. So the rear panel at the top is vented, which you might think, well, that'll let the water in. It would, but you'd usually wear this under the jacket, and what you can see from the video is the jacket dovetails over this. So this is actually a really nice piece of kit. So if it was summertime and you got a heavy burst of rain in the summer, that plus the jacket would be ideal. I've had the pants for ages, about a year and a half. I think I've worn them once or twice up till about a month ago. I had them on nearly every day since. I just didn't get used to them, and then they're fantastic. But I wear them a lot walking as well as running. Now for running, what's really lovely, again, you can go back to the video and look at it, but the top part of it is just basically the shorts. It's a bit longer, it's plastic, but the bottom part is breathable. It's got a nice long zip to tighten around your ankle, but water will come in through this. But it's got a very nice flexible knee joint that's vented. It's supremely comfortable. I wish it had a few more pockets. I don't care about the hybrid system. The one thing about the pockets on both of those is because it's just an elasticated waist, you can't tighten it. You can't really put anything very heavy in the pockets, and that is a bit of a limitation. Also, you can clip them onto other parts of the hybrid system, but any degree of weight and it all starts, well, falling down. In the video, you can see that, well, actually, I'm wearing this same On running t-shirt underneath the jacket. In all of the stormy conditions and the shower afterwards, I was pretty dry underneath. Yes, the bottom of my legs was wet because it's not, the bottom of the pants is not waterproof, but it felt really good. So for those kind of conditions, it was good from keeping the water out, but what you could see was the thing was blowing up and puffing up. It's very hard to tighten the hood around you. There's a sort of drawstring thing at the back, largely useless from my point of view. The thing blew all over the place. The jacket has a way of folding up, but On hasn't shown me how, and I tried to figure it out, but at 10 minutes I didn't really try very hard. But there is a way of folding it up so it'll be in like a pouch, you carry it with you. But largely it does keep the water out. One of the things I have found is if I go running where it's sort of damp rain, I come back and I can be quite sweaty inside. My plan with waterproof gear, and I've got to test a bit more waterproof gear, was what I wanted to do was run in the dry for an hour on a treadmill in a climate control condition, i.e. gym, where the humidity was constant, and compare ones to each other. I can't do that because of COVID, and so I've had to sort of make a few things up on the fly, and that has been a bit difficult. But I have been out running just regularly. I ran yesterday, it didn't rain, I ran for an hour in it. Moisture does build up inside, and not hugely, and it's probably one of the better ones on the market. But it does build up inside on anything like a humid day. A criticism I have of the jacket is that there aren't any pockets. So if you want to carry anything, you've got to put them in the trousers. The waterproof trousers have a limited amount of storage in them, but the liner does. So the on-running liner, which you can buy as part of the hybrid system, I wish you could buy it separately, has a sliding in for the phone, and it also has a slide in for maybe a tissue or something else. And then the phone or the pocket in the shorts will keep a set of keys securely locked and dry. So it kind of works. One of the advantages of the shorts as opposed to the trousers is you can keep changing the liner and just pop the thing over. Whereas with the pants, you've pretty much got to, they'll get dirty. You got to wash them a bit more often. But actually, I think the pants probably is the better product. This is expensive stuff. The waterproof jacket is £320, €359 or 95 cents. Or the same in dollars, well, $359 and 99 cents, and it doesn't seem to be available in Australia. And I was thinking, oh gosh, why are Australians not identified? It doesn't rain all that much, perhaps, and maybe a dry zone will do for when it does. So it's not available in Australia. The waterproof pants are available in Australia. They cost £190, €239.95, $239.99, or $319.95 Australian dollars. The waterproof shorts they're £150, €179.95, $179.99, or again, they're not available in Australia. At the start of the video, I wondered why I don't wear these more often. I've worn a jacket maybe 3 times in a year. I've worn the shorts maybe 3 times, and I've started to wear the trousers quite a lot, but particularly for walking around. So I wondered why. Now, the first thing is, they all work. They do work. But if it's raining that heavily that I need them, because they really suit heavy, short, intense rain, I can reschedule around that. I run 5 days a week. Ireland has a reputation for rain, even amongst myself. I think it rains a lot. But I can usually run around the rain, to use a phrase. So there's that. The rain here tends to be damp. It's sort of persistent when it does happen, but not high intensity. And for that, I actually find a top that breathes a bit more in out, like one of my soar tops. I would actually prefer, which a bit of breathability typically is what I prefer. I don't need the shorts. I mean, usually if I go out and I'm running for an hour or something and I'm wearing even a breathable top and it's raining moderately, I can get by with regular shorts. Having said that, they do work and they do provide comfort, but they're pretty expensive. But it's all really good kit if you get caught short. If you're running out and you thought, gosh, I might need to throw something on, they're pretty good for that. Should you buy these? Well, they're really expensive. So I'm guessing my answer here is going to be maybe, and it depends on each one. If you go out in the short, sharp, heavy rain, they're worth having. But for me, and I can reschedule a lot, they're nice to have, but they're by no means essential. I do think, ironically, the one that I didn't use the most at the start, the bottoms, I'm using all the time. In fact, the rest, when I'm not wearing the waterproof pants, I'm pretty much always wearing my on-running tights. So I'm wearing one or other. And the shorts, you can mix and match with the various things, but they're very expensive. And for me, unless you really need unless you really need waterproof shorts, I wouldn't bother. But the great thing about the pants as well is that most waterproof pants that I've had are a nightmare to get on and off. They're not. And also most waterproof pants are waterproof all the way down, and you feel like you're running in a long nappy. They're great to wear, and for me, easily the pick of the bunch. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it useful. If you did, it'd be great if you hit the like button. There'll be lots of stuff in the descriptions below, details of the hats and all that sort of stuff, as well as all the stuff that I reviewed. And I'll be happy to answer any questions you have in the comments. There'll be a big blue subscribe button popping up there, and some related videos there. Thanks for watching. Until the next video, just keep running along.